Hi folks, this is Susie, and I wanted to show you this month's paper pumpkin kit. It is Jolly Gingerbread, November 2020, and it makes 15 of these treats. But I wanted to show you some of the other things that you can make with it. But what comes in it is everything you need except for scissors to make these 15 treats. It comes in a really cute gingerbread box. It's a heavy-duty box. I like saving these, especially when they're pretty like this, because you can decorate them and use them for packages. But also in the kit, you get, I have already been digging in, but you get these cards, which what you do, you fold them, and you fold them. You will put tape here. You'll put some tape here, and boom, you have a treat carrier. And then also, part of this is you get all these punch outs. And this is the front of the box. Here's one that you can use for the back, and you can, and you've got a stamp set. And of course, my stamp set is everywhere. But one of the neat things for the stamp set is you get this gingerbread house, along with a lot of different sentiments, and I'll show you as I do these. But I just want to show you a few of the things. Also, you get this tear-in tape, which is your really heavy duty. You just literally take it off and you can tear it with your hands. You get these mini adhesive glue dots, and you get these really cute, they're embellishments, but I don't know if you can see that. They're not very thick at all, but they've got stickers on the back. And it looks like peppermint candies, or yeah, peppermint candies in different flavors. So those are really neat. But to show you some of the things I've made, here's an example of one that I've made. Oh, and you also get the envelopes to put them in. Now you can't mail these, but you can definitely put them on packages. Because see, they just fit right in there, even though I have this elevator with a lot of bling on it. Dimensionals and things. So, but this is an example of one. This is the white that I have. The white of the front already comes with the gumdrops there, and with the stamps, I've used this one and this one. This one at the top, this one around the door, and that gives us that really pretty frilly thing. So, and this is just something that I like to do is I just tie a ribbon around my card, so it's really easy to slide in and out. You wouldn't have to, you could just stick that in, but I like to do that. So, and then let me see, oh, and then on the back, what I did, I just put a piece of cardstock and did the to and from, and this is actually the inside of an envelope. I cut an envelope off on the edges, and many times I'll reuse that because that's just pretty. So that is the basic one of what you can make with this kit. You also get all kinds of labels for sentiments. You get the yellow, the daffodil, the calypso coral, and the mint macaron that match. And you get sentiments. So in this case, I used a wishing you a jolly Christmas. Now to show you something else I did, I love Ghirardelli. And so I put a Ghirardelli in there. And it fits in there just fine too. And once again, I used the wishing you a jolly Christmas. And on the back, I used one of the white houses that aren't stamped at all. A sweet treat for you and to and from, which both of those stamps are in here. Here's the, oops, let me turn it so you can see it. The sweet treat. And what was the other one I was looking for? Oh, to and from. It's in there. So it gives you the stamps that you need. You also get a Blushing Bride ink pad. Now here's one that I actually cut apart. And this is going to be just like a gift tag. And I put stamped the house on it. Made it look like smoke's coming out. And that's this particular stamp right here. And then on the other side, I put to and from. So you've got some flexibility that you can do with these. So here's the ones that I've already showed you. The Ghirardelli, the gift card, and a gift tag. And then something else I wanted to try. I thought, well, what if I make a sort of maybe like a booklet, and put candy in here. So this is what I did. This is a, how wide is that? I have notes somewhere. It is a 4, yeah, but I don't know where they are. Oh, I know where they are. Look at that. I knew I had notes. So, but this is a 4.5 by 6.5 piece of cardstock. And I use Mint Macaron because it goes with the door. So, and what I have on the inside is I have apple pie Kit Kat. So what I did, I just sort of made a box for it. And the way to figure that out is I just measured how wide this is, how thick it is, and how long. And I knew I wanted to double something on the front, something on the back, and I knew it was 1/2 inch thick. So that's where I got my 4.5 inch by 6 inch piece of paper. And so first thing I did once I cut it, I went ahead and stamped, and I used that frilly stamp, which is, that tends to go to the top of the door. I just did it randomly throughout with Mint Macaron ink. And then I scored this from 2 3/4 inch from this side. And then I just turned it around, and 2 3/4 inch from that side. And that gave me that 1/2 inch that I needed for the thickness of the Kit Kat. And then what else did I do? Once I did that, I knew I wanted to be able to tie it. So I just cut some of the ribbon. And I didn't necessarily want the ribbon on the outside. You could have. I chose to have it on the inside. So I just cut a little slit here where I knew I wanted it. And threaded that through, and there we go. Now I went ahead and put a label on the inside. This is from one of the Halloween magic dies. I love this shape because it's so neat. But this sentiment is also from the stamp set, a sweet treat for you. So I stamped that. I put a couple glue dots so the Kit Kat will stay in there. And then let me see. This is just one piece of the treat. So see, remember, the treat packaging comes a front, a back, and a side closure. So I cut off the closure, and I cut off the back, and just literally used the front. And that was my front. I used a white piece that already had the pretty candy cane around, and I stamped the frillies. I put a little bit of gold foil behind that star to make it shine. These are some of those embellishments that are the peppermints or spearmints candies. And then here, this gingerbread, I made him, and I got that idea from another demonstrator, Jessica Cruz de Uranta. She showed how you can make that with, pardon me for reaching, the small bloom punch, a 1/2 inch punch, and let me scoot this. Okay, of course, I have everything on the opposite side of where I need to be. And so I punched that out in cinnamon cider. I punched the 1/2 inch. And then you've got options. Okay, let me scoot these over just a little bit. For that white icing, she used this stamp and just put it in white ink, craft ink. And that's how she got the icing for the arms and legs. But I have a chalk marker, and so I decided just to draw it on there. And so that's where I have the icings, and I have the buttons. And then for the face, I started to go white, but instead I just decided to go with the dark. So whether you have a Sharpie or this is one of the Stampin' Right markers, but that's all you do. You glue this 1/2 inch punch there, and then you decorate, and you have a little gingerbread man. So there you go. So that was a really neat trick. I was glad Jessica shared that with us. That was a neat thing to do. So a couple of the other things I wanted to show you. I made a couple cards because I won't be using 15 treats. But I wanted to make some cards. This is one of the cards I made. It's just on white cardstock. This is the evergreen embossing folder, and I put Pretty Peacock. Actually, I ran the pad across the embossing folder, and so that's how I got that variety, and then ran that through the machine, And what it does, it leaves ink on this part, but not on the raised trees. And then the gray here, this basic gray, that is the Old World embossing folder. And then I want it to be shiny. And so there we have this shimmer paint. It is, and I use Frost White. I just use a couple drops of it with 70% alcohol. Mix it up in our little spritzers and spritz it on there. Since it's alcohol, it dries really, really fast. But I really like that sparkle. I think you can see it a little bit. I'll bring it to the side. Yeah. And then I stamped this gingerbread house. I mentioned we get the stamp with this box. And with my markers, I just colored it just a little bit real quick. Now, this Christmas blessings to you and yours, I actually went into my stash and found the stamp set wrapped in Christmas because I really liked this sentiment, Christmas blessings to you and yours. Stamped it, and then I just cut it out. So that was one alternative I made with a card. Another one, and this was probably my first one because for me this was the easiest. This was just taking the Blushing Bride cardstock, using that frilly stamp. I'm calling it frilly, I'm not sure what it is, but anyway. And I just randomly stamped it around. Once again, I just took one panel, the front of the house of the treat box, and took one of the fronts, and once again, stamped it. And then I did one of the peppermints, spearmints, green, wintergreen, I'm not sure which, but, and then I once again went into my stash. This is a stamp set that I love, Itty Bitty Christmas. I love these sentiments, believe, thinking of you, joy to the world, blessed Christmas wishes. I just love this stamp set, but that's where I got Christmas cheer, and then I also, this is a very appropriate, have a sugar sprinkled season. And that is part of this stamp set. So this has been a really versatile stamp set that I've used quite a bit for Christmas. And then I just stamped some of the frillies down here just to finish it out. So these are some of the different projects I made. I'll get them a little bit closer here. So we've got two cards. We've got this with the apple pie Kit Kat. And of course I can't fit it all in, so, and then starting with the basics, I have a treat with this was Ghirardelli, fits in here, and then this is where a gift card fits. This is the original intention of this kit, where I've sort of, and then this is just a tag. I've used a part of it and the to and from. So here's just a few things that you can make with that kit. Like I said, I don't know if I said earlier, but I have one extra kit if anybody is interested. It's like, I think it's $22 or $23. I'd have to look. But if you would like it, holler and I'll get it to you. Especially local, makes it really easy. Because you can't go purchase these. The nice thing about Paper Pumpkin, it's a monthly craft kit that comes to your door, and it has everything you need except scissors. But it's a bit of a surprise. We normally know if it's going to be cards or treats or treat packaging like this. And many times we know the colors in advance and maybe the theme. But otherwise, it's a surprise. And you have to order it by the 10th of the month. And then it normally comes, they start shipping it on the 15th. I normally get mine on the 20th to the 25th. And and then sometimes if there's refills, we can go get a refill. But it does not have the stamp set that has everything, the ink pad. This time it was Blushing Bride. Now see, I have most of these stamps off, so it's hard to see. But the stamp set was Happy Holidays, Merry Merry. Here's some smoke. Here's the frill for the, what was it? Oh, frill for the door. And let me see, wishing you a jolly Christmas, a sweet treat for you, to and from, hope I'm not getting you dizzy. Here's that house. I have not used with love, nor have I used enjoy. So you've got quite a few options with this stamp set. So, and it's photopolymer, so it's really easy to use. So, but anyway, so this is the What's it called? It is called the Jolly Gingerbread November Paper Pumpkin. And I just wanted to show you what you can make with your kit for those of you that have it. And the next one is that you have to order by the 10th is, we've had a very hard year. And it's a bear, B-E-A-R. And so we don't know anything other than I believe it's cards, but I'll be putting something on Facebook showing you guys pictures of what's coming. So if you're interested in that, it's a fun kit. I just like that gives instructions and it just makes it nice. Sometimes I just want to do something creative and not have to think. And this is it. So, hey, hope you're doing well. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.